welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the mind. This is the step that is the most important if you're struggling with mental health. And it isn't difficult. I'm going to give you some really good tips and techniques today. So, my name is Charlie Gregg, and I'm here to help you find authentic happiness. So, let's get started. So I think first of all, it might help to do a technique to show you how you can control the mind. Now, I know from my own experience when I was really struggling, my mind was at 22. So if you imagine that your left hand is 22. That is fear, despair, hopelessness, all of the bad stuff. Bottom of the dark driveway where you want to leave as soon as possible. And number one is your right hand, which is joy, enlightenment, bliss, happiness, all of the good stuff. And if you imagine that number 6 and 7 is kind of like the bridge. Now, this is balance, and it's where you want to be trying to stay and to get to so that you can remain in this place and only focus on the right hand, which I'll teach you about in a second. So, just to show you how you can control the mind, which is just a series of images and memories. It's kind of like a computer. It doesn't have any intelligence in terms of what is in your heart center, which is where all the magic happens. And the whole point of this step is to get you out of the mind and to make you think from here, feel from here, think from here, stay here. And you can move and hold your energy in different places. So, just for a second, put your focus behind your right eye and hold it there, just kind of anywhere around the eye area, and just really hold it there with great intent. And then, while you're holding it there, try and think of something negative. Now, what you're going to feel is that the left hand brain, which is ego, right hand brain is about creativity and higher self, connection to spirit. You'll feel that the left hand brain is trying to pull you to the left hand side. So if you need some relief for a second from all of the negative thoughts, just bring yourself to your right eye and be very forceful. You are in control. Your consciousness is much more powerful than your mind is. And keep doing this process to start stretching. So I always imagine this to be like an elastic band. So once you go off balance and you start going to the left, now I've actually worked with clients who actually stand to the left. So see where your posture is as well. And as you keep exercising through positive thought and through this technique, what you're doing is you're stretching this elastic band to be as far to the right hand side as possible. And then once this elastic band is stretched and you're in control of your mind, you can then allow this elastic band to sort of be floppy, but to come back to center, to this bridge, this 6 and 7. And the best way to do this is, even if you don't feel like it, fake it till you make it. This is kind of in a different way, is to think positive thoughts. And a really beautiful rift, this is in my lesson 2 of my online program, is to say, wouldn't it be wonderful if, which has got no resistance to it, wouldn't it be wonderful if it's a sunny day today, or I bumped into somebody kind, or I had a small win on the lottery, or somebody bought me a coffee, or whatever it is. It doesn't need to be big. And every time the mind is telling you rubbish, something that you don't want to be thinking about, keep throwing yourself to a positive thought. Imagine that you're trying to get on the bridge of 6 and 7 and you are focusing away from the muddy, dark drive only to the light, to number one, to love, to enlightenment, to pure bliss. So this week, practice this because it doesn't take very long to crack the mind. It's very weak. We think it's our dominant force, but if you keep this up, even if you don't feel like it, you're going to notice that the mind gives you a bit of freedom and you will start feeling better in yourself. Positive thoughts, positive affirmations have a huge effect on your well-being, and an affirmation that you can practice this week is I am powerful. I am can't remember it. I am power. I'll put it in the underneath in the description. Sorry, it's been a long time since I've taught this. But affirmations can be anything because you're speaking to yourself, and the body listens. You're speaking to all the cells in your body. You're speaking to your innate. You're beginning to bring yourself back to center, back to balance. So you can make your own affirmations and make them loving and kind and in a way that you will be happy to hear them. But they should start with I am. This is really important because uh, you're making a very hard commitment that you believe that you are this. So anything, I am powerful, I am strong, I am kind, I am successful, I am a magnet, I am loved, whatever it is, you can make up your own ones. Now, I would highly recommend if you're at the beginning of your journey, to buy a journal and to start making regular entries about the affirmations that you're making up, about how you feel, how you're progressing. Because when you look back, and I couldn't have done all of my teaching if I hadn't kept all of my journals, because I kept all the knowledge in there, and that's how I created all my lessons. You can look back in 10 weeks or a few months or whatever, and you will see after, if you're following me and you're listening to these lessons, how much you've grown and developed. And it's just really lovely to think it was worth all of that work to do all of this. So the mind is not anything to do with who you really are. Who you are is a different voice. It's completely separate. The mind is just a load of rubbish. It's just a load of memories. And your intuition, your inner voice, is solar plexus and heart chakra. So when you're doing your meditation, which is really important in the beginning, because the whole point of spirituality is to keep a quiet mind. Now, once you learn to escape out of the mind, you can bring yourself and try and exist here rather than being in the head all the time. Now, it does take some practice to do this, but what could be more important if your mind is dominating your experience? There isn't anything, because I know how miserable it makes you. Now, you can also think of it like this. So if you imagine that you have a glass of water and it's live and clean and beautiful, and on the top is a spot of oil. Now, that oil is made up of the 22 emotions. That 22 is a number that comes up again and again and again. Now, the emotions are gifts that we've been given as humans to enhance our experience, for us to get more growth, to learn more. So, the point of all of this is trying to be the water, because there's much more of it. It is substantial. This is consciousness itself. So when you allow yourself to come from the head into the heart center, you're becoming the water. You will then no longer need to experience life through the lower emotions, and you can work through the higher emotions to enhance your experience. So meditation is really important to start with, to have some dedicated practice, and YouTube is full of beautiful meditations that you can do, and it may be that you need to have one which has direction. It could just be a beautiful piece of music. Try and find somewhere in your home which is going to be your sort of sacred place, and get your energy there. And every time you're doing your meditation, maybe with incense, with music, make sure that it's quiet. Make sure that if there are other people in your home, that they know not to disturb you. And eventually you will end up in a meditative state. It takes a lot of practice to do this all the time, because you are enhanced. Your heart chakra is completely open. You are absolutely present in the moment, which we're going to look at in the next episode. And you will start feeling more in flow. Flow is something that you need to achieve, whereby you kind of feel like you're in alignment with the universe, and you're not battling upstream, trying with no oars to get where you need to be. Now, you need to be very gentle with yourself on these beginning stages, especially if you're coming from a place of darkness. Self-love is really important, and your affirmations, you say, I write mine on my bathroom mirror, and you look into your eyes and you're speaking to your soul. A lot of people don't even look in the mirror. They might put their lipstick on or shave or whatever, but you're really beginning. All of this teaching is about bringing yourself back to self. So really put some effort into these first few steps that I'm showing you. Another beautiful thing to do is to, at least 10 times a day, is put your hands over your heart and just close your eyes with great intent, and just tell yourself that you love you, that you love yourself. I love you. I love you. I love you. And my heart chakra is going like this while I'm saying it, saying thank you. It's really weird, because as you become more in tune with who you are, we're going to cover this in a later lesson, but your heart muscle, which is the most intelligent part of your body, starts speaking to you like mine just did then. It kind of lifts. It's a physical feeling. And I know when I started my spiritual journey, I was doing all these things, and it was like, I'm never going to, it's not doing anything. I can't feel anything. Although I really did get relief of the mind, especially when I learned how to live in the moment. It's so beautiful when your intuition starts becoming more effective, and your heart chakra starts speaking to you, and your body starts tingling, and you can use your energy to kind of move around your body, like public speaking, for example. If this is something you struggle with, you can hold your energy in your feet while you're standing on the stage, and with great discipline hold it there. So you might be doing this now. Just try and push your energy to your feet. You'll get a tingling sensation in the balls of your feet and your toes, and you can hold it there, which means that it's not trapped around the throat. So if this is one of your fears, practice this as well. You are in control of your body. You are so powerful and multidimensional. It's unbelievable that we have forgotten all of these amazing things that we can do to make ourselves feel better. So, diet as well this week is really important. Your chakras, your energy centers, let's just say there are 30,000, but let's just say that you've got 7. So, this is your root chakra, your sacral chakra. Root chakra is about feeling safe on earth, and this one needs to really be be safe, to be identified and to be nurtured, is deep red. So you can stimulate this with dark red foods. Your sacral is orange, and this is all about honoring yourself and others. And it's about love, self love. And this is all your reproductive organs as well. Your solar plexus is yellow, and this is your intuition. So this is what you really need to be working on. It's your battery pack, and this is what's going to guide you, where eventually you'll be able to speak to your body and you'll be able to ask it things, and you'll get very clear messages coming into your mind and into your knowing. I don't know how else to explain that, which helps guide you. Your heart chakra is green. Now, this is the bridge for me. This is the area that we really need to master. And once you start using this as a place where you always come to, it it starts expanding, and you start feeling all these beautiful tingles and feelings here. And this is where you feel really in balance. Throat chakra, navy blue. A lot of people suffer with the throat chakra, as I explained in the other video, especially the old souls. They don't want to speak because they've been victimized so many times. So all of these food groups, you match the food in your diet to stimulate them, because everything in the universe is energy. Everything carries a vibration, whether it's a number or a color or a food stuff. And your third eye, um, most people, because of the fluoride in the water, or the rubbish that's in our food, or the medication, it calcifies your third eye and makes you unable to see into others. So this is about telepathy, and it also works with intuition. It's about seeing into others, being more aware, more alert, and this is connected to your pineal gland. And this is like a violet colour. And then your crown chakra, sitting at the top of your head, which is the connection to your higher 5 chakras, which we won't look at today, is white. And when I'm doing my meditation, and there's a beautiful meditation in lesson 1 of my online program where you activate all of your chakras, I imagine it like a lotus flower. And when you open this, it's fed by nature, sunshine, water, being outside. And we'll look at nature a bit more next week, but it's really important because, number one, you're with Gaia. She knows your name. All the history of your previous lifetimes are in her. And there's a beautiful saying that I always love to hear. It's not a saying, it's just kind of information. Is that when Buddhists become enlightened, when they walk past flowers, flowers bow to them, which is so beautiful. But everything is connected. So try and expand your mind a little bit, and really start taking things in, noticing how the body is feeling, noticing for any uplift in the heart area, the heart muscle, and Um, yeah, just becoming more in tune and being super vigilant about the mind. So I'll do a little technique with you quickly before we close today, because again, huge amount of information. Just close your eyes for a second. I'm going to show you that you have two voices, that you're not the voice in your head. So close your eyes, just take a couple of nice deep breaths right down into the pit of your stomach and exhale. Just allow everything to relax. Let your bottom and your root chakra connect to earth. And another deep breath. So I want you to imagine that you are in a cinema and you're the only person there, and it's beautiful. All the walls are decorated and there is empty, beautiful leather chairs, and there's a huge screen at the front with no picture showing. It's totally safe. It's nearly dark, but you can still see where you're going. So go and take a seat at the back row of the cinema and just get yourself comfortable. Feel yourself sitting in the chair. So now I want you to allow your mind, which is probably telling you loads of things, try and project, like a projector, your mind onto the screen and just let it do whatever it wants. Just let the images, might be that you've got to put the washing in, or you're thinking about something that's happened today, or you're feeling sad, or whatever it is. Just allow all your thoughts to be projected onto the big screen. And just notice how random and jumbled and busy they are. Just let your mind do whatever it wants. Now, while you're allowing your mind to do its thing on the screen, just think about who is the person sitting in the seat in the cinema. Feel the distance between the real you from the heart center, the consciousness, the intelligent force, to the mind, which is just a load of images on a screen. Feel the difference between the feeling of those two. They've got a different flavour. One is substantial and authentic, which is the in the seat. That's you sitting there, the observer. And then the fake mind, which is the jumble of images on the screen. So this may have given you a bit of an aha moment. You've actually connected and discovered your authentic self. The mind's been busted. So from this point now, you know that you're in control of the mind. You were able to put the images on the screen. You know that the screen images are not the voice, your authentic voice of who you really are. And you are in control. So when you're ready, you can just open your eyes and bring yourself back in the room. So that's quite an interesting exercise because, number one, you've busted the mind. You've seen it for what it is. But you've also connected now to your soul, to your authentic self, to your energy. And this hopefully will give you some confidence this week that you're totally able to control the mind and to allow yourself to be in a more positive frame of mind, to do your affirmations, to journal, to keep your diet in relation to your energy centers, to love yourself fully, to bring yourself into you so that you start feeling like you're on this bridge of 6 and 7. You're starting to come back into your power and feeling better about yourself. You'll feel better in your body, your mind will be quieter, and you will start now evolving as a spiritual being. This step is crucial, and I don't know how else to teach you how to conquer the mind. So if you're serious about doing this work, keep it up every minute of the day for a week, and just be very mindful what the mind is telling you. And the minute it's negative, get yourself back into this positive place. Stretch this elastic band and be the dominant force in your experience, so that the mind eventually will just give up, and it will allow you to remain in these more powerful and positive emotions between 6, 7, and 1, which is where you want to remain all the time for the next week. And then you can allow yourself to be on the bridge without feeling dragged to back to 22 or somewhere along that scale. So I really hope that today has helped you. Please leave me some comments below. Please like, subscribe, share, help me get my work out so that I can help more people. And I have also written a book, Depressed to Happy, which is a slightly less spiritual technique, same sort of steps but less spiritual words, which is available on Amazon. All the links are below, and if you want to do my online program, as I said last time, is on Patreon, and the details are below. It's 10 lessons that take you on this beautiful staircase. So until next time, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so grateful for you being here, and I really hope that today has helped you. So until next time, love and light.